Hi everybody, it's Maria Clark of Sweet Willow Designs and welcome to my studio. Today it's a collaboration. I'm pleased to collaborate with Maria Yozi of CreativeTube, a really super creative person. Please check out her channel. You can find her channel linked in my iCard or in the description below. And you can see from our collaboration that we chose the theme, the key to transportation is found in the night sky. It was a challenging theme, but I hope you enjoy the projects. Let's get started. I chose to interpret the theme by making this really fun interactive box. And you can see when I open this, I've got a little kinetic piece in there, and the queen, the night sky queen, pops out of the box and has some movement, and I thought that was really fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to get started on making the box, and we're going to start with making the night sky queen. So I made a collage of just some collage elements and printed those out on my inkjet printer, and I'll go ahead and cut that out. This is actually printed on cardstock, so it has a little bit of body to it, and I'll just kind of cut out all the pieces here. And you can see that I measured the size so that it would fit inside my box, which is about 4 1/4 inches by 3 1/2. And I found some fun holographic scrapbook paper, actually cardstock, it's card weight, and I'm cutting out the body so she has a little bit of sparkle on her body. Once that's all cut out, I'll go ahead and use some high gloss Mod Podge to seal the inkjet printer, the printout that I have, the little collage, and I'll seal both sides of that. And once I get all that done, I will use the same Mod Podge to apply the holographic part of her body, and that's really going to give her a lot of sparkle and shine. Once that's all done, I'll go ahead and set that aside and let that to dry. And then we'll come back, and I'm going to use just a Sharpie, the edge of a Sharpie, to darken up the edges so I don't see that white paper showing. And I'm using a little bit of glossy accents just to cover her face, and that'll give it just a little bit of dimension. A little bit of shine too. And we'll get that all covered and let that dry. And then I'll come back in with some of the Stickles glitter, and I'll go ahead and I'm using some of the gold Stickles for her crown, and I'll just use that to fill in all of her crown section. What's a night sky queen without a crown? So going ahead and putting in all of that glitter. I really like these Stickles. I haven't used them very much. This is the first project I've really tried them on, and I really enjoy them. I know you can use it on polymer clay, so I'm going to try that too. So I have a little bit of icicle Stickles, and it's just a lighter sort of with various colors of glitter, and I'm going to put that on various points in her wings, and that'll give her a little bit of shine there too. And I'll finish up putting that all the way around her wings. And there we go. To make the box, I just love these flip open boxes, and I didn't find one pre-made, so I was at the dollar store and I saw these jewelry boxes, and I thought I could transform one of these into the pop open boxes. So here you see I've just got one of the boxes, and I'm measuring the center point all the way down the box, and I'll just use my scissors to cut that. And I'll just cut that all the way through. And you can see how that box is going to open. Now I'm using some masking tape, and I'll just create the hinges. So I'll just put a bit of that masking tape on the end of the box and cut off any excess tape. And then I'll go ahead and put that on the box, and it's going to create a hinge. And you can see I'm sort of pressing that down so that I don't have a big gap there. And then I'll do that on both sides, and I'll put actually a couple of layers of tape so I have a nice sturdy hinge. And then to make it have a more finished appearance, I'll take the masking tape and I'll cover each of the edges of that center point, and that'll give it a nice finished look. These little boxes are a lot of fun. I think you're going to see a lot of these in my projects because for some reason I'm just loving these little boxes right now. And they're so much fun to alter, and they're very inexpensive. So now you can see I've got the hinges working. And I went ahead and, because this is a night sky theme, I painted the entire box inside and out black. And I just used some acrylic craft paint. And to put my theme letters, I'm using one of these paint markers. And it has a silver on one end and a gold on the other, and these really work quite well. So the theme for this project is the key to transportation is found in the night sky, and I'm just freehanding writing my letters on. One thing I did notice when I was doing this, I actually made a mistake at one point in time. And I just wiped out that mistake by adding some additional black paint, and it covered it right up, and I was able to write over it again and spell the word correctly the second time. So the key to transportation is found in the night sky. That's really a fun theme. It was challenging, but I really loved the way the project turned out. Once I get the wording on the outside of the box, I let that dry, and I'm going to go inside. And so this is my night sky queen, and she prefers to use her wings for night sky travel. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on the inside left panel of the box. She preferred her wings for night sky travel. I thought that was really fun. I was nervous about freehanding this writing. I had thought about using stickers, but really that was so much effort, and so I thought I'd just go ahead and take a chance on my handwriting, and it turned out pretty good. So she prefers her wings for night sky travel. And of course, her crown. So what's a night sky queen without her crown and her wings? So I've got my lettering, and now I'm just using a variety of sticky crystals to go ahead and bling this up. And I found this crystal key. It's a sticker, but it was a little bit too long, so I just cut out a couple of the rows of crystals, and I was able to shorten up the key. And I hadn't tried these stickers before, but they actually turned out really good, and I thought they added a nice element of sparkle to the project. So I've got my key on there, and then I'm using one of these stickers that look like a star constellation. At least that's how I'm interpreting it, and I just cut those apart to place them as I liked. And then I'm using that same paint marker to add a whole bunch of night sky stars. On the inside of the box, I'm adding a little bit more bling with those same stickers and more night sky stars. To get the movement for my Night Sky Queen, I just picked up one of these little springs at the hardware store, and I just made sure that it wasn't too stiff a spring so I could actually close up the box. And I'm using some hot glue, and I'm just sticking that spring on there, and then I'll let that dry. And I'll go ahead and add some hot glue to the back of my Night Sky Queen and attach her to the spring. And you can see how she dances in the night sky. She's got a little bit of movement. So here's how the box looks when I open it. And you can see that she dances in the night. And I really like the way that turned out. One thing I noticed though, because I used the spring, it didn't really, the box didn't close. It wouldn't stay closed because the spring has got too much of a spring to it. So I used a little bit of elastic cording, and I put a hole in the middle of the edge of the box, and I just used some of this black elastic cording and tied a knot in it, and then threaded it through that little hole that I put in. Just used a little bit of wire to thread that through. She's really dancing. So I thread it through, and this is going to act as a closure for my box, and it'll keep her enclosed until she's ready to dance. And you can see that I just put that over the box, and because it's black, it blends in really well to the color of the box. And there you have it, the finished project. I thought it turned out really cute, and again, I just love these boxes, so I'll be doing lots of these. When you're ready to open her up, you just remove the elastic, and she pops out and dances. There's a close-up of each one of the major elements of the piece. This was such a fun project. I really enjoyed doing this collaboration with Maria Yozi of CreativeTube. I hope you check her channel out, please, and let's see what project she came up with. And as always, thanks for joining me in my studio. I appreciate you. Take care.